so we're back. Season 3, episode 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
3.
I guess
It's heavy.
It's real heavy. Like Keisha's not around. She's missing. Tracy's back finally. I think I always appear 3 though. Tracy's back.
The
Lucky
magic
number 3.
Please, the magic number.
She's no longer all mourning and sad and depressed. She's this new empowered woman who has basically came in and took over that little women's group that she was in season 1 and 2. I guess she was like, no, I'm running this now. So,
but I also thought it was interesting that that's a real thing where, unfortunately, there are a lot of those moms. People that have lost people, children taken, children killed, and all that kind of stuff. That's very sad in that way.
I think it's great that they highlight the fact that there are places for women who go through things like that, because being a parent is a pain I wouldn't wish on anybody. But to know that there are support groups, there are women who are strong enough to lean on one another and also vulnerable enough to divulge their feelings, their emotions, and have a place to purge those things and still go out and face the world. I think it's pretty awesome that they wrote that in.
Yeah, safe places.
Safe places, because I think mental health is a huge thing, and emotional health, and a lot of people don't address it. Some people like rug sweeping emotions. So I think it's really awesome that we've implemented that, and I think it's great that we've elevated it, because now this group is a safe place for women who are going through things like Nina, who is dealing with the fact that Keisha's no longer around. Well, she's missing at this point. And as the hours grow, the likelihood of her coming home alive and unhurt, they're getting, I guess, far and few in between. It's
so that support system, having a support and feeling, I hate to say like other people have been through it, but it's like then you have people to talk to that understand it. And I thought it was also kind of cool that I think it was sort of alluded to that it was like a word of mouth thing. How these women got to that group, because it's not like it's broadcasted on TV or the internet like some things might be, but it kind of like organically, sadly, came about. So yeah, it was a lot. I don't know. The whole thing with Keisha missing is really creepy.
It's creepy, and I think it's great that Tracy and the group, they know that these hours count. They know that these minutes count. So when she runs into Nina's being rejected by a neighbor, she's trying to put out these flyers, she's trying to find a resource, trying to get the community involved. But Tracy comes up, she sees Nina, she's like, yo, is this your daughter? Because we've heard about this, basically. And she wants to help her, because I guess Tracy, knowing the feeling of a child being missing, that those moments where she didn't know where Jason was, only to discover that he was dead, and not wanting another mom to go through that, I think that call to action was great for her to come in, step up, and then she goes and she meets Dre, who's skeptical.
Yeah, she is skeptical, and it's like one of those things where I can see both sides of it, but I'm just like, in that kind of situation, I don't feel you should ever, ever put that like kind of, well, maybe not, like, I don't think you should ever do that, because it's like to squash somebody's hope when a person that came from you is no longer there in front of you, and you don't know where they are. I don't think you had a right to say anything. I really don't. Like anything that's like skeptical or questioning, or just anything that's non-positive. When me and Dre are like then putting things out, like that was a whole thing too that I thought I just felt while doing that, because it's like Jada's a mom, and canvassing the area. I just felt for that child. I felt for the mother, and it's a little black girl missing, another little black girl missing, and just knowing that we are not valued. Facts.
There's over 75,000 black young women, old women, like Black women, period, that are missing, and we do not address that at all on the news.
No.
So I think it's fantastic that the Chi fills in that gap.
Yeah, that these Black women are taking it in their hands and actually helping each other to find this child, and bring awareness that she's missing. So, you know, and just saying that then as the mother in this, as another mother in this, it's like when she's home with her child, you know, it's like, again, in the way that I know I felt in episode 1 when Kevin doesn't say like, hey, yo, she's not here yet, and you know, seeing that she's, you know, just seeing the ending of 1 and then being in 3, and it's like now, you know, my child is just like, well, talking about, well, you know, her mom might not want to see, but who cares?
Right. The pictures.
None of that shit matters, because we talking about life or death in these matters. It's life or death. So I guess it's not just young people. It's just people that just don't see the importance of what's happening.
Yeah, that whole no snitch policy, or like trying to hide
those snitch
or keep things.
Yeah, so none of that shit matters.
Yeah, but I think everybody also had in the back of their mind this small bit of hope, like maybe she was with the boyfriend, or maybe she was exercising her, you know, teenagers think they're grown and get a little rambunctious and want to do a little rambunctious and do things on their own, buck the system a little bit. Unfortunately, we have a little bit more insight now that wasn't the case. So, you know, like we said, minutes matter. We see Feeney again, and Feeney, because this group has now got national news and national recognition for being what they are. It's kind of like surgery. You want all your stories to be success stories, and she was so adamant about like not letting us participate in helping to find Keisha, because she felt like, oh, this is a little fast-tailed girl. Did you see her Finsta? Which we did touch on Finsta, and I was surprised how many people don't know what a Finsta is.
Dude, I had no idea. Y'all, I had no idea what a Finsta was.
That is so interesting.
I knew what MySpace was.
Right, and clearly Emmett had the inside track to Keisha's Finsta, and apparently
you was in that Finsta, huh?
Those things are, I guess somebody figured out, because Feeney did not want to help Keisha because of her Finsta, and she didn't want that to be a smear on Rock's resume.
So Feeney was up in her Finsta?
Girl, yeah.
I'm just, okay.
Feeney knew all the tea about little Keisha and that Finsta, so she was completely apprehensive about trying to help this family out, and she pulled all their cards. She was like, y'all ain't seen her Finsta? Look at her.
Well, and see, and that whole judgment thing is something that's dangerous. It's very dangerous, because it's like, you know, young people or people in general do stuff for whatever reasons.
Exactly.
But that has nothing to do with you missing. Like, that has, whatever you do, you should still never be drugged and raped, taken, like hurt, anything. Like, it just, the two don't go together, you know. So, yeah, that was rude. It's very rude.
And I think that seeing Tracy driving the point, saying, "Hey, listen, it doesn't matter what she was, because I guess I've been judged. Everybody's been judged. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's been judged." And yeah, that line, whoever wrote that, I don't care if she was getting a train ran on it. Is wild. Because when I first read it, I was like, but sometimes you have to be that blaring to get a point across, and I think it's great that we're not afraid to put that content out there, because wowzers, good job, right?
Right.
The vigil, which was really interesting, because that was a night, because we got rained out. We sat in those vans for hours and hours upon. Like, people think acting is so glamorous and stuff. Like, we go through and I just knew we was gonna call it a night. Did not.
Those dry moments y'all saw
were not dry at all, honey.
They were far and few between.
And it was a really late night, and it was super hot, and then it was like super cold.
Then it was freezing.
But the visual, like, calling the neighborhood, calling all the people, you know, just not the women, which I think is pretty interesting, because a lot of the time in Chicago, when we're watching news and we're watching these parents mourning, it's a lot of mothers. You know, it's a lot of mothers 10 toes down, crying with little to no support. So I think that vigil, and showing all the other, like, not only Keisha, there were so many women and children that were missing, and those posters are actually real children that are missing right now. So if anybody recognizes a face, if anybody has seen any of those young girls, please say something. Like, by all means, we're literally doing double the work, and I think it's awesome. And Nina's speech, though.
Yeah.
Nina's speech was extremely moving. You know, she was like, "Don't judge my kid. We've all been there." And I think that's the point we all have to get to in life. Like,
Yeah, we gotta be real about that.
we gotta be honest. Nobody is perfect. There are no saints on this planet. Everybody is so quick to judge somebody else with the mistakes that they've made, but they want to hide their own. So before you open your mouth, maybe you should consider the fact that you might have done worse.
Yeah, especially, you know, in this case, I mean, she's a young girl.
She's a teenager, yes.
Yeah,
She's
and
allowed
that,
to
you
discover
know,
and find herself.
And especially in this time where so much is done publicly, you know, kids are growing up online and, you know, and expressing themselves online, which goes to not just their peers, but it goes out into the world for everybody to see. So it is one of those things where we gotta really just look at the time we're in, and that young people are still growing, you know, and finding themselves and finding and dealing with hurt and dealing with all kinds of things, but dealing with things publicly.
Okay, so that was our wrap up for season 3, episode 3.
Yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you see us next week.
Yeah, come see us next week.